Testing, testing. Hello, YouTube world. It's Sahira here logging in live for our live layering class, Connect and Q&A session together with the fabulous people inside the Shimmy Society on Facebook. If you would like more access to me and more hangout time and more tutorials shared, join us there on Facebook. If you're a Facebook user, you can just go to the Shimmy Society and find us there. So I want to know how y'all are doing. How the heck are you? It is fall. It's fall, y'all, and it has definitely dropped below 90 degrees here in Houston, which is great. I actually got to put a sweater on the other day, and I have experienced cold once in the last week or so, which is pretty exciting. I also want to know I am a really big astronomy geek. I wanted to be an astronomer before I became an environmental engineer, and then I became a belly dancer. And so, celestial activity is something that fascinates me and I am very drawn to. So I want to know if you're here, did you get to see the Northern Lights the other night? I know there was a big Northern Lights viewing all over the US. Supposedly some people in Northern Houston even were able to see it. My family and I, we got in our car in our pajamas after I got out of class and my husband got out of a gig and we drove north and just tried to find like a dark area to try to see if we could see the aurora borealis, and we saw nothing. So if you saw the aurora borealis the other night, let me know. Hello there. I'm not even going to try to pronounce your name here on YouTube. Good to see you. Ask away. Hi, Darcy. Good to see you. If you saw the aurora borealis, I'm dying to know. My mother sent me some amazing pictures from Kentucky, and I am so jealous. So jealous. So today we are going to be dancing together. We're going to be playing a little layering game with some fun cards that I have here at the ready. You are going to help me with this. So it's going to be a bit interactive. I'm going to need your assistance. And then you have to promise me one thing. You have to promise me that as I try to put together whatever random assignment you give me here with these layering cards, whatever random movements I am assigned, and I try to put them together in a way that looks nice. You have to promise not to laugh at me. Because this layering deck pretty much always ends in some sort of ridiculousness, which I am all for. I love ridiculous, like especially when it comes to the dance. We take ourselves way too seriously sometimes. So I'm going to need your help, but you have to promise not to laugh. What is the belly roll? What is the belly dance move, the belly roll? I didn't wear a good outfit for that today. The belly roll is just a contraction of the muscles in the abdomen to allow the belly to ripple through upper abs, lower abs, middle abdominals with no skeletal movement. I have a really great tutorial here on my YouTube channel, actually. If you just search for Sahira belly roll, I have 2 or 3 of them, actually, because it's one of my favorite moves. So you can definitely learn how to do that. While it's interesting because while the abdominal, like the rectus abdominis, is like one big muscle, I always say we belly dancers, we like to divide it into 3 different segments, and we like to isolate the upper, the middle, and the lower all separately, which just allows us to do really cool things like undulations, belly rolls, that kind of thing. No, it's not a weird question at all. I am a belly dance instructor. I am here for those questions. I love it. Darcy, you've lived in Canada your whole life and still haven't seen them. Did you not see them like yesterday and the day before? Or I guess it was Wednesday and Tuesday. Supposedly it was just nuts. I saw pictures from different areas. I mean, Canada's a very big place. But supposedly it was just one of those in Canada. You just like look up. Was it cloudy? I hope it wasn't cloudy. Oh my goodness. Anyway, I would love to know if anyone did get to see the aurora borealis. Hello from Paris. Oh my goodness. Very good to see you here. So excited that you're joining in. We are going to dive in and try this layering challenge. And keep your questions coming. I am here just to like hang out, to chat all things belly dance and aurora borealis. Apparently. And so any questions that you have, post them in the chat. I will be watching it. Reed, I'm sorry today I cannot show you the belly roll because I wore this outfit that covers my belly. So it makes it kind of difficult because I was like, we're going to do this layering game. So, but definitely check out the video that I have here on YouTube. Check out belly roll. It is one of my favorite silly human tricks. I do love the belly roll. It takes a little bit of practice, but it's a lot of fun to do. So check it out and then let me know. You can always comment below the video if you have any other questions. So, all right, let's go ahead and dive in. Sako, yay, I see you. Hey, Sako, I'm glad that you are here. You are going to like this game. I know you like lots of ooey gooey luscious layers, and I can't I can't promise that these are going to be ooey gooey or even look good when I'm done with them, but we're going to do it. So here's the dealio. We are going to play a layering game that comes from these layering cards, and I've set them all out by category, but let me show you. I created these layering cards several years ago just to kind of like help me bump up the creativity in my practice. I don't know about you, but after belly dancing for 25 years, I have certain patterns in my body that I repeat because they feel good, because they're muscle memory, because I like how they look, right? And so in my practice, and then also as I was creating stuff for my students, I was like, God, I want to mix it up, but I'm feeling a little stuck. So I took it upon myself to create a layering card deck. And so you'll see, I have a layering deck for footwork. And if you look at the back, like this one says crossing, step, touch to the side. I have a layering deck for torso movements. So here's one example is like a chest lift. I created a deck for arm movements like snake arms. I also have, of course, a hip deck. I think this might have been the first deck that I created, and like an Omni or an Omni, depending on what you call it, right? So you've got like several different Maya. You've got lots of different options for your hips. And then, of course, because it's me, what do you think I created? I created one more deck. I created the Zill deck. And I actually feel like the Zill deck needs a bit of an expansion. I've got things like Bellady, I've got Moss Moody, but I think there's a lot more Zill stuff I could put in here. So I created these. And if you like them, if we're going to play with them today, if you like them, you can get them online for like $10. It's an instant PDF download. If you go to sahirabellydances.com/layering cards, you'll find it. Instant download. I printed on cardstock, and then there's like little gray lines. You just cut on it, and voila, you've got your own layering deck. So this is what we're going to do today. I'm going to need your help. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 decks. So I'm going to need 5 different numbers. Let's say between like 1 and 15. So if you are here, you can post in the chat, give me a number, and I'm going to randomly pick the numbers you've chosen to shuffle through. That way, you know, I'm not fixing this in advance, that I didn't decide what I was going to do in advance. You are going to help me do this. Yeah. So, okay. So Darcy says 5. I'm going to start with hips. I always feel I like to start with hips. So Darcy, I got you. Number 5, we're going to start with hips. And then Kara Noel, I see you 12. We'll do that next for the next deck, maybe the footwork deck. Okay. So hips. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here we go. Singles up. If you were here, I would ask you, Darcy, like, how do you do singles up? And I would do them the way you do them. Singles up, I think, are, pretty straightforward. I think of them as weighted hip lifts on the up, right? For now, I'm not going to do anything really with my feet because we've got a footwork deck to play with. So if you're playing along at home, and I hope you are playing along at home, get your singles going on the upward direction. Totally up to you how you do it. Make it your own. It's going to get challenging in just a second. So we got singles up nice and easy so far. All right. So Kara, we've got 12. I think the footwork deck has 12. So let's go. I'm going to keep this singles up. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. So footwork. Rond de jambe. Rond de jambe. So rond de jambe is just like a circle of the leg, right? Hi, Susanna from Brighton, UK. Welcome, welcome. We're playing a layering game. Come play with us. So we just drew the rond de jambe. And then Kim, I see you. 4. We're going to do 4 next. I got it, Kim. Rond de jambe. The first thing that we had going was our singles on the up. And rond de jambe is just a circle of the leg, right? Doesn't necessarily involve a weight shift. So for now, I'm going to try to keep it simple because it'll probably get more complex later. So how are we going to layer our singles on the up with the rond de jambe? So I'm thinking of a rond de jambe as like this kind of idea, right? Either on your left leg, I'm doing it with my left, or on my right leg. You can, sometimes we take the leg off the ground. I'm going to keep it easy and keep the leg on the ground. And we've got our singles up. So this is like what I think of if I were going to tell you like what can you do to take this layer and make it a little bit easier. So obviously one leg is going to be moving as we do this. So I'm going to create those singles on the up, and right now I'm going to try to put all my weight on this leg. I think if I'm mirroring you, this is your left leg. I'm going to put all my weight on that leg, and I'm going to keep my singles up going, right? So now I'm taking the weight off this foot so I can rond de jambe. Oh, we already got a doozy. So I can rond de jambe and keep those singles on the up going, right? So let's go ahead and do it on the other side. I've got my singles going. I'm going to put all my weight here on the right side. That way I can keep those singles going. I'm going to take the weight off my left leg so that it is free to rond de jambe. Now, we don't have any more footwork coming at us at the moment, though we could draw more cards in a second, but this is actually something I've done before in a combination. I very much like to get these singles going and do a cross and a touch, and then the rond de jambe comes forward, cross and a touch, rond de jambe comes forward, cross and a touch, right? So immediately utilitarian. Sometimes I get layers where I'm like, I would never do those two things together. But this one I actually have done together. So nice job, y'all. Thank you for helping me come up with that so far. So let's see. Kim, what shall we do? Let's do torso. Yeah, you said 4. Let me make sure. I think you said 4. Yeah, let's do it. 4. 1, 2, 3. Oh, yeah. Upper body undulation. Okay, so all of these building blocks, my goal is to put them all on top of each other. But for me as a dancer, and then what I would like to instruct my students often is like, I'm not going to do all 3 at the same time right away. My brain instantly went, ooh, let me see if I can get those hips and this at the same time and let that rond de jambe go for just a second to give myself a little bit of a better chance of success. Yeah. So upper body undulation. I am going to interpret this as forward, up, back, down, not rolling down to the hips, which makes it a little bit easier because the hips aren't involved. Forward, up, back, down. So a sagittal undulation is what I'm thinking. Forward, up, back, down. So let's try it. If you're playing along at home, this is where things might start to look a little funny, but let's give it a try. I'll do it here at an angle so we can see what the chest is doing. Getting those singles on the up going, chest is going forward, up, back, and down. I'm going to do really slow to challenge myself. Up, back, and down. Knees have to stay soft, right, to get those singles on the up working. And chest is going forward and up and back. I'm going to do one more. Forward and up and back and down. Okay, that feels pretty good. But now we got to do our rond de jambe. Ah, okay, let's see. I'm going to do the rond de jambe in place. I don't want to travel with it and add one more layer. Not yet. We've got more stuff coming. So I'm going to keep those singles on the up, and we could certainly change the tempo, the timing of these. I'm going to keep them even for now. I'm going forward, up, back, and down. I'm going to speed this up just a little bit, I think. Let's see what happens. We're going forward, up, back, and down. Oh, that's weird. I'm going to do it slower. Forward and up so it matches the tempo of my leg. Forward and up and back and down. That's very hard. And up and back and down. I'm going to try it on the other side. I'm going to try standing sideways, and you keep me honest. I think I'm doing an upper body undulation. Let's see. So getting the chest going, getting the hips going, and going forward and up and back and down. I'm going to put all my weight on the back leg so I can rond de jambe the front one. Here we go. I'm going forward and up and back and down. A little harder to get a big undulation in the upper body because I'm standing on one leg, up and back and down. I'm going to do one more. Forward and up and back and down. That's really hard. That's that's really hard. I think were I going to like incorporate this into my practice today and be like, how can I make that work? The engineer in me says I would really work on trying to get that undulation with my weight on one leg, right? That upper body undulation, weight on one leg, because that's a big challenge. And if that feels good, now I would take, this single hip ups, weight on one leg, and continue to do that upper body undulation. And then once that was feeling good, I would probably challenge myself to do all of that with my leg extended here to the side, right? So I'm taking like little snapshots of the challenging movement and trying to drill those still moments here instead of circling my leg the whole time. I'm like, okay, how does it feel when I take my leg out to the side? How does it feel when I put weight on one foot and do that upper body undulation, which might be something you've never done before, right? So how can I engineer pieces, find smaller wins, and then smoosh them all together, right? Okay, so let's see. I have two more sets of cards. Yeah. Can you give me two more numbers? I need two more numbers between, I think these last decks are a little bit smaller. So say between 1 and 10. Um, And let's see, Yasmin, I'm glad you love this. I feel like I look a little ridiculous, but but hopefully, I think the bigger idea, other than just sort of the instantaneous creativity that comes from these cards, is like, how do I think about this as a dancer trying to like make it work, right? And then so part of it is sort of body engineering and body mechanics, and then I think the other part will be, now how do I turn it into something I actually want to dance, right? There's like dancing for the drilling, for the challenge sake, which I think is fantastic. And then there's like, I would like to put it on the stage. How am I going to fix it to make it look pretty? Yeah. All right. Let me know if you've got a number for me between 1 and 10. 6, says Yasmina. Let's do it. Arms. We'll add the zills last because we always save the best for last. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here we go. Sunrise circle, which in my nomenclature, I call sunrise circle arms that open up through the middle like the sun rising. I call this sunrise. I call this one sunset, sun setting through the center. So we're going to call this sunrise circle, plus singles on the up, plus upper body undulation, plus rond de jambe, and no head explosions. So in the idea of engineering pieces at a time, I'm going to leave that rond de jambe till the end, I think. And I'm going to get, I think the singles on the up and the arms, obviously, like you can do it in your sleep. Fantastic. The challenge is going to be forward, up, back, down with the arms. When we add arms onto chest movements, it's way harder than adding arms onto hip movements, right? So I'm going to stand to the side here, forward, up, back, down, forward, up, back, and down. If I go forward, up, back, and down, I wonder what my timing will be. This is a very large movement of the arms. So I'm wondering if I might do a 2-to-1, two chests to one arm. That's what's feeling good right now. We'll see what happens when I put everything back on. Yeah. So if you're playing along at home, how does it feel to do that sunrise arms with the chest? That's going to be the hardest to place on top of each other. And now we're just going to fill our bandwidth with all the other stuff. So now I'm going to put my hips back on here. Forward and up and back and down. Oh, now I'm trying to match timing with the hips. Oh, back and down. I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Did I do 8-to-1 with the chest and the hips? That's what I'm doing right now. That feels very slow. We'll see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and another round chest and hips to bring the arms down. We'll see. Now I'm going to put the rond de jambe. Let's see. I can't remember all the pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If we do 2 sets per arm, we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, that's really hard. Oh no, arms are still coming down. 5, 6, 7, 8. I go up for 8. Take the leg around. It comes down for 8. Take, oh my gosh. What have you all made me do? This is awesome. I think the pieces themselves are difficult to put together, but deciding the timing, because my hips are like ticking away the time the whole time underneath me, I feel like I have to be precise about the time, which we don't have to be, but I'm trying to be. Let me try the other side. So if I get without the arms, if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and with the arms, I don't know how big my upper body movement is, and it's a little crazy. Oh, arms are coming down. 7, 8, and arms come up. My thigh is getting tired, and arms come down. Oh, wow. Hold on. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I shouldn't have done legs this morning. I feel it in my quads. Oh, but we've got one more layer. So far, like I have to adjust that to make it something that might look nice on stage. But we have one more. We have one more layer. All right, hold on. I'm going to take a drink and we're going to pick this last layer. The last layer, my friends, is Zill's, which we can't leave out, but I know it's gonna make everything more challenging. All right, anyone wanna give me a number for Zills? I think we've got, like, at least 8 in the Zill deck. Number between 1 and 8, and we'll go with the Zills, yeah. Whoo! Let's see what happens here. All right, I'm just gonna pick one here. Let's do 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here we go. Eighth notes. Ooh. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Instantly, my brain said, "Okay, you better match those eighth notes to your hips or all hell is gonna break loose." So that's what I'm gonna do, uh, which means my hips have to go faster, I think. Okay, let's see. This is where it gets real. Anyone doing this at home? If you're doing that, or are you just sitting there eating popcorn and laughing at me? Either way is fine, but I'd prefer it if you danced with me. At least try to do some of these, right? So we've got upper body undulation, hip singles on the up, rond de jambe, sunrise, circle, eighth notes. So if I make my eighth notes kind of slow and speed up my hips to be those eighth notes, and I'm just going to play on ticks right now so I don't go too crazy. If I'm going 1 and 2, 1 and 2. This is one option. Or I could keep my hips slow and do the eighth notes twice as fast, right? 1 and 2 and I'm going to try this actually. So my hips are going to be quarter notes and my hands are going to play eighth notes, right? Which in and of itself could be a challenge, right? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and I'm going to add the arms. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Trying to figure out how I want to time the arms. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and that feels kind of fast, but I'll try it. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. I'll add the chest. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. That's working. I'm going to do it one more time. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and okay, I have it, but I'm missing a part, right? I'm missing a piece. I've got to do the rond de jambe. But what I did, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and I did 4 counts on the upper body undulation and I think 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and I think I'm going to do 4 counts on the leg too. I'm going to try. Okay, let's see. This is ridiculous. All right, let me try it once without. I'm going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and with the leg. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. My leg has to go slower. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and when I put it all together, my leg wants to match my arms and my chest wants to slow down, which there's no rules as to how we have to match it up. So I'm going to try to do it whatever my body tells me to do first. And then we'll see how we can make this something that's not so awkward. Yeah, I'm going to try the other side. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and here we go. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 more. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and I did all the pieces at the same time, but it was a little haphazard. I'm gonna say a little haphazard. Did anybody try that? Are y'all just sitting there laughing at me? I made you promise before we started. The one thing I was going to ask for is that you don't laugh. Susanna, are you laughing at me? Oh, yay! Fantastic, Darcy. Thank you for doing the dance with me and not just watching me laughing. I wouldn't blame you if you were like, "This is hilarious. Let's watch this woman do ridiculous things." All right. So now I'm going to kind of conceptualize, and this is more just were you to come up with something like this or play a game with layering, which I love to do with my students. We have a fun time with it. Now, the next thing I like to do is, okay, well, that was cool for my brain, for my body to do this drill to kind of figure out, well, what the heck am I doing with this? Now, yeah, Yasmin is joining in. I love it. Let me know how it goes. Now I'm like, well, how could I actually use that in a way that I would be proud to put on the stage, right? Yay, Kim, I love it. Doing the arms and air zilling. Thank you. You are awesome. So if I were to actually do this, as I mentioned previously, like I actually do kind of a walking, rond de jambe thing with the hips all the time. So part of me wants to just switch back to that because I know I like how that looks. And I did notice that when I rond de jambe, I think because of the way that my hips move slightly as the leg moves, as much as I try to keep the pelvis underneath me, the chest gets a little funky because the pelvis wants to move a little bit. So if I'm going to make it something that feels a little bit more easeful, I'll probably take the chest and put it a little bit like on its own in this combo. So what if I did, the hips and I did this rond de jambe and then I stepped and I did that upper body undulation with the arms. Ooh, what if I did that? What if I did hips? So now I'm separating them. I'm not doing them all at the same time. And I do the chest and the arms. Okay, this is what I'm going to go with it because it's the first thing that came to me. Yeah. So hips, rond de jambe, zills. I'll keep the zills going the whole time. Why not? And then as I transfer my weight to the front, upper body undulation and sunrise arms. This is my thought. I think this might look prettier, but I make no promises. Let's see. So if we're going, let's see. I'll keep my arms here. We're doing 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and chest and arms. The zills are not very creative, but 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and chest and arms. Oh, much easier. I'm going to do it one more time. I can imagine something like that being used. I mean, the eighth note zills felt very like metronomic, but I could imagine doing something like this and this da da and hips and this da da, right? Like something like that. This with the chest. I think that could be useful. That could be beautiful and not too awkward. Let me know if you come up with a variation that works well for you that you think is beautiful and a little bit better than the one that I came up with. I'm all ears. Tell me about it. I would love to know. And thank you for those of you who did not make fun of me. I tried that. I think that this kind of going outside your muscle memory box is so important, especially for dancers who have been dancing for more years, right? Like I've been dancing now for 2.5 decades, and I have so much built-in muscle memory that it starts to feel like, oh yeah, I can do all this stuff. I got it, right? But then you present these moves, which I have done all of those moves a million times, but I have never until today done them in that order, trying to place them all together. I've never layered them because it's a crazy idea, right? And so that just unlocked something in my brain, right? It made me work harder. It made me go outside of my general sort of muscle memory. And then it created new creative concepts that I can play with in my dancing, right? And so I think that that's super useful. I think for myself as a teacher, I use this with my students all the time. If you like this deck, like I said, it's just an instant PDF download. You can go to sahirabellydances.com/layering cards and get them. And there's instructions to print them out on cardstock and cut them out. My dear friend Cindy, who's my graphics designer, made them. They're so pretty. But this was really fun. Thank you for dancing and laughing alongside me. I like to keep things, fairly ridiculous because this is, it's dance, it's fun. We do this because we can. We do this because we enjoy it. It doesn't have to always look pretty. And in fact, when we're learning, often it doesn't. And I think it's really important to normalize it. I want you to know that I struggle, that things look really funky when I try them for the first time because they're supposed to. Right. And that's when we know we're learning, that we're growing, that we're building new neural synapses. And that is a pretty awesome thing. So, y'all are amazing and wonderful. Thank you so much for being here and hanging out and zilling with me. I hope you have an absolutely beautiful day. Yay, Jessica. I love that you love the layering deck. No worries. So, yeah, you'll have to go back and watch the replay and see the craziness that these people just made me do. They picked out the cards. I'm blaming you. It was crazy. Oh, Darcy, thank you so much. I love that you enjoy the features of my live class. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for being here and for hanging out and participating and choosing the cards that made me do crazy things. And we'll do it again soon. Yeah, y'all take care. Be in touch. If you're on my mailing list, and if you're not, you should get on my mailing list because you're going to get some exclusive invites coming up soon. I've got something fun coming up this month later around Thanksgiving, and then you're the first people to hear, but I'm not going to give you too much detail because I'm going to tell my members about it tomorrow. But we've got a really cool New Year's countdown event coming your way in December. And if you do not want to miss, and let me tell you, you're not going to want to miss, make sure you get on my mailing list. You can go to sahirabellydances.com/join me and get on, and I'll send you free tutorials and make sure that you know about the really fun stuff happening over the holiday season. Y'all take care. Bye for now.